Hi Stampers, I'm Nancy Novak from Stampin' Shout and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, this week I have created some really pretty cards using the Spotlight on Nature stamp set, and it comes with these coordinating dies. And what's nice about the coordinating dies is they complement any card that you make. So there's 12 different circles with different designs, really pretty designs, and we're going to use a lot of these in today's card. And make sure you stay to the end of the video because I'm going to show you some other card ideas that you can make using the same stamp set. I want to start by talking a little bit more about these dies. First of all, there's 12 dies and there's 4 of 3 different kinds of designs, okay? And they complement the Spotlight on Nature stamp set perfectly, but they're circles, right? So they're going to go with every stamp set you have and every card you make. So they're very versatile. So I'm going to show you really quickly how they're meant to be used, or the easiest way to use them, because we're going to use them just a little bit differently in our card tonight. So again, there's 12 of them, and this is what they look like when they're cut out. So you get 3 different designs. This one has the little petal type edge to it, and this one has a straight decorative edge, and this one has this pretty little straight lined edge. Kind of looks like a paper plate edging. All of them are very, very pretty. So you can use them individually, you can stamp right on them, and you can layer them. So let's just start with this one here. Okay, so you can get lots and lots of layering. And again, you can attach a sentiment on there. You can stamp a sentiment right on there. Okay, pretty, pretty, pretty. Lots of different things that you can do. So what I did tonight in our card, you're going to see, is I made rings. So instead of layering all of them together, I layered a couple of rings together. And I did that for a couple different reasons. I wanted the card to be a little bit lighter, and I wanted to end up with a white circle in the middle because we're going to put our focal point on that white circle. So I just wanted to make sure that you saw what the pretty dies look like when they're all cut out. And they really, really are pretty. And there's so many things you can do with them. But I do have one more thing before we start tonight's project. I have an exciting update that I think you're going to love. In celebration of National Scrapbooking Day, which I believe is this Saturday, Stampin' Up is offering double rewards on all orders placed this Friday and Saturday, May 2nd and May 3rd. So currently, you earn 10% in rewards on every order of $20 or more. So you earn $2 on $20, right? Well, you're going to earn 4 if you shop this weekend. And when you shop with me during this promotion with an order of $35 or more by Sunday, you'll get all 3 of this week's project sheets. But shop Friday or Saturday so you earn those double rewards from Stampin' Up. If you have any questions on this, you can email me or just leave me a comment or message me. So if you are planning on shopping, it's the perfect time because you get double rewards. Very cool. So let's dive into today's project and see these tools in action. So here it is. And the reason I chose this one to demo tonight is because my husband said, wow, that looks hard to make. And I said, no, it's really, really easy. He goes, well, then you should make that card because when people see it, they're going to go, oh, no, that's going to be too hard to make. It's so simple, you guys. So I thought it turned out really, really pretty. So let me bring in the supplies. So all week I'm using Pretty in Pink, and I'm coordinating it with the Smoky Slate cardstock. For the inside, I have 2 white pieces, and I have a little scrap of Pretty in Pink. And then for the front, we have a layer of white and a layer of Pretty in Pink. And then I have a scrap of white for our flower and for our butterfly and our sentiment. And then I have a scrap of white and a scrap of Pretty in Pink, and this is what we're going to cut our circles out of. So this one, we're going to start with the square that's about 4 1/8 and 4 1/8, and this one's about 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so we have all these dies and all these different designs. So this one that we're using first has the little straight lined edge. I really like the way this one looks. So we're going to use the 4-inch and the 2 3/4 inch circles, and we're going to cut those out of white. And don't worry about the sizes because I have all of this information on your project sheet. So I'm just going to take these 2 circles, I'm going to lay them on the white piece, and I'm going to cut them both out of this one piece. Okay, so we got that piece. And then we have a solid circle. And with the pink square, we're going to cut out 3 circles. So I will let you know on the project sheet how big the circles are. And you just have to kind of center them in here. You don't have to be exact, but I'm going to try to center them as best possible. And we're going to cut these 3 out, and I'll show you what happens. Okay, so we've got this one, and then we've got this one, because this is a ring. They're all rings because we cut out a smaller one. In this one here, we're not going to use on this card. We're going to save it for another card. So these are the pieces that we are going to use for today's card. Okay, so let's bring in all of these pieces. So let's go ahead and stamp our images and color them in. And I'm going to stamp them in Memento black ink. And on this one, I just want the little flower image. So I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it right down here on the scrap. And then I'm going to stamp the butterfly. Then I'm going to bring in Summer Splash, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. So we're going to color these in with our Stampin' Blends, and then we're going to fussy cut all of them out. So I have Pretty in Pink and Summer Splash stamping blends. And I'll start with the leaves and just color them all in with the Summer Splash. And I'm using the tiny tip for this. We don't need those leaves, we just want the main stem. And then for the flower, I'll use the dark Pretty in Pink for the base of the flower. And then I'll just color in the top and blend it together with the light Pretty in Pink. Okay, and then for our butterfly, I'm going to start off with the light Summer Splash. And I think I'll just put a little bit of dark Summer Splash right at the base. I generally, when I color, I use one or the other, and then I just use the dark blend at the base. So I'm just going up a little bit. And I'm going to do another line of the Summer Splash. Just a little bit. And then more Pretty in Pink. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and cut out our flower and our butterfly and our sentiment. Okay, all 3 pieces fussy cut out. I know some people don't like to fussy cut, but I do. I'm wondering if people don't like it because they think they have to be exact, and that's why I like it, because you don't have to be exact. I mean, you don't cut along the line. You cut a little bit outside the line to leave a little bit of white space. So I think it's really easy. And I love cutting out my sentiments because I think when you put them on your card, when they're fussy cut out, they just look different. They don't look so straight and edgy. They look kind of fun and sassy. Okay, so we're going to take our Pretty in Pink piece and we're going to bring in the Eyelet embossing folder and we're going to run that through and give it some gorgeous texture. Okay, you can see that. It's just beautiful. So all 3 cards this week, I used the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. And of course, you can use whichever embossing folder you may have. But I love this Eyelet embossing folder, and it's really pretty right now for all these spring cards that I'm making. So I'm glad I have it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our layering pieces on the front of our card. We're just going to glue them on. So I'll do that really quick. And you know I fast forward, so I won't bore you with the gluing. I'll be done in a second. Okay, we just have a little teeny tiny border showing. And now we're going to bring in our circles. So when you die cut these, there is a right and a wrong way. One side looks a little bit more finished. So just kind of keep an eye out for that when you're gluing these together. So we are just going to go ahead and glue all of these together. And if you remember this one, I wanted a ring, so I cut that little center piece out because that's where we're going to put our flower. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these together. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the inside of this circle. Very close. I'm staying very close to the inner circle here. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to put it right in the middle. So I got to put a little bit of glue on the back of this one. I'll just blot the excess off. And I'll put this one right in the center. And before I stick it all the way down, I'm going to glue this flower in there because I'm going to put the stem a little bit behind the circle. Okay, so my leaf is not glued down right at the tip, so I'm going to show you a little trick here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on a scrap, and then I'm just going to touch the back of that leaf with that glue to glue it down. Real simple. Okay, we're going to bring in some dimensionals here, and we're going to pop this up, and we're going to put it on the front of the card right in the center. Okay, and we're going to bring our butterfly in, and we're going to pop him up on dimensionals. So our sentiment is going to go right there, and I'm going to glue it down. Okay, let's work on the inside, then we'll come back and put some embellishments on the front. So for the inside, I have 2 pieces of white. One is just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those to the inside of the card. And then I have a strip of Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to emboss that with the 3D embossing folder, and then we're going to lay that down on the inside of the card too. I'll use this line at the bottom of the embossing folder to help me line it up. And I'm going to glue it right there. Okay, so I left it blank, obviously. If I was going to stamp something, I would stamp it before I glue. So I'm going to take a little bit of ribbon here, and I'm just going to tie a knot. I'm going to pull it straight across horizontally, so it's a nice little square knot. So I didn't do a bow, just did a little knot here. And I'm going to cut it real short, and I'm going to cut them both in the same direction, same angle. And then I'll attach that with a glue dot. And then we'll add some little bling, a little bit of bling. So these are the 2426 resin dots, which match the end colors. And I'm just going to put a couple of the Summer Splash dots here and there. And these are on clearance right now. So I will have all of the supplies that I used down below this video, so you can go ahead and click on those links to shop with me. And if you shop with me by Sunday, I will send you the project sheets for all 3 of tonight's cards. So I know I haven't shown you all 3 yet, but they're really pretty. So yeah, as a little thank you, when you shop with me and spend $35, I will send you all 3 project sheets. And then if you shop with me and spend $50, you'll also be included in my monthly thank you, where I send you out a handmade card and a sweet little embellishment. And every order over 20, you earn 10% back in Stampin' Up! Rewards. I love this new program that they started. I think it benefits everybody, and those points really rack up fast, and you can save them or you can use them anytime you want. So that's kind of nice. So here is today's card. And if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, I will send you this project sheet out right after this video is over. Beautiful, beautiful card, don't you think? Now let me show you a couple more cards. So again, we're using the Spotlight on Nature. So on this one, kind of a similar, where I emboss the background with the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. And then I have a focal point. It's a rectangle. It has a little bit of designer series paper here where I stamped right on it. And then I used the other stamp. Probably don't even notice it, but there's these 2 little accent stamps in this set. So I kind of stamped all around the edge, and it just blended the card together nicely. And then inside, I have another piece of that designer series paper. And then this one, haven't done this in a long, long time. So again, we have the Eyelet embossing folder, and then I stamped the images. And if you can see, it's a little bit shiny. So after I stamped it and colored it, I put Versamark on there and clear embossing powder, so it gave it a nice little shine. And this one is vertical, and there's that pretty designer series paper. So thanks so much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to make this card. And it wasn't that hard, right? It's kind of easy, very pretty. And then, of course, we have the other cards that I made. So be sure to subscribe to my newsletter so you can get the free project sheet for tonight's card. And if you'd like to grab the supplies I used, you can shop with me using the links that are down below and get all 3 project sheets. And also you can get some Stampin' Up! Rewards. So let me know what you think about tonight's cards. Let me know if you have a favorite. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel also, and I will see you next time. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.